Hey everybody, it's John. Welcome to yoganosis.com. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a video testimony here for the Need for Speed program. A friend of mine called me today and actually gave me some interesting input. And she had some questions about the program and about some of the stuff that I've been doing. Said she'd been looking around at the site. So I wanted to share with you what we talked about. The Need for Speed program for me is something I developed when I was training for my first half marathon at Disney World, which I ran on January 8th. And I completed in 2 hours and 12 minutes and 57 seconds, just under 2:13. I was going for under 2 hours, but you get into some of these spots where there's bottlenecks in the course and you just can't pass anybody. And plus, I started in the 7th wave, and I should have been in the 1st or 2nd wave if I was running for a time. But that's just the way it happened. I'm signed up to do the ESPN 5K coming up on March 5th at Disney World as well. And I live in Orlando, so it's easy for me to get to these events at Disney World. But I want to tell you what Need for Speed did for me. Now, when I started out, I'm looking at my notes. That's why I keep looking up. When I started out, I was running around a 10-minute mile. I started training in the summer of 2010, and I trained for a good 6 months. I mean, I've constantly been in training for things, but I would say even up to October of 2010, I was still running around a 9-minute mile. And when I developed the Need for Speed program and the whole concept of the interval running, I was able to drop that time down to 7 minutes and 15 seconds per mile. I actually got really excited because my first long run in my marathon training was 7 miles, and I was able to accomplish that in just under an hour because of this interval training, these speed shifts that you do with this program. And then I had another long run of 11 miles that I completed, and I did that in about an hour and 45 minutes. And if you do the math, that's around 7 to 8 minute mile. But you know, I was starting out at 10 minutes per mile. So my goal for the ESPN 5K, which is only what, 3.1, 3.2 miles, something like that, I'm going for a 6:15 mile, 6 minutes and 15 seconds per mile. I ran today, and I got my time about 6:50 is where it's sitting at for the mile. The way the Need for Speed program works is it's timed intervals. So you're going to run the same distance, and when you pick it up, when you learn the process of the interval running, then you can apply that to any kind of training to increase your speed and get your pace up. So if you're doing marathon training or long distance training, this is really good to help you lower those times. I mean, that's what we all want to do. We want to get the best results and, you know, be in great shape, and that, you know, that's kind of the key is some of this interval training. So yeah, I'm going for a 6:15 minute mile. I ran a 6-minute mile in high school. I think I ran just shortly under 6 minutes, and you know, I was still pretty fat and out of shape in high school, but I wanted to be able to run. I mean, my goal in high school was a 5-minute mile, and I never really got to that. But it is now, and I think over the next 6 months, I should be able to reach that goal of a 5-minute mile. You know, we're training for long-distance things too right now. So for 3 miles, I'd like to finish that in under 20 minutes. Under 22 minutes would be ideal. I have run 3 miles in about 23 minutes, I think was the fastest I ever did when I was training for the half marathon, but that's because I knew I was only running 3 miles. So what you do with this program is you run the same amount of time, but you push yourself to go further and further. When you get to the sprint, set yourself up a landmark that you want to beat every single time, and then push that landmark further away and make sure that you can beat that. But you know, take it a little bit at a time, because you're still running full out for a good 10 or 15 seconds, but you know, your body is adjusting, and full out now will be different than full out later. You know, in a month, your full out speed will be much faster than it is now when you use the Need for Speed program. So go over to yoganosis.com. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about that. Download Need for Speed today, and we'll see you over at the website. Join us on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. and just see what we got going on over there. Some really good stuff. Check out the blog. Check out the podcast. My name's John Kenny for YogaNosis.com. Thanks a lot.